I remember the day I lost my Lulu like it was yesterday. That day will forever be emblazoned in my mind. I remember it was a beautiful Sunday. I had just gotten back from the grocery store, went shopping for dinner. Well, first, that weekend, she wasn't, if I remember correctly, she wasn't as chipper as she normally was. But she had a birthday pajama party she wanted to go to. And me, being the type of mother that I was, never let my kids spend the night away from home. But I let her go. And I talked to her that Sunday morning, and she wanted to know what time I was going to come pick her up. I said, "Go ahead and have fun. I'll I'll get you." Um, like I said in the beginning, I went to the grocery store well, I got up that Sunday morning. I talked to her on the phone, and I was gonna go to church. I told her after I come from church, I'll come by and pick you up. That's the way it happened. So I went to my bedroom closet and start laying out my Sunday clothes. And everything I laid out on that bed, from the stockings to everything, was black. I looked at those clothes and I said, I'm not going to go to church. So I went on and threw on some jeans and got myself together and went to the grocery store, shopped, went and bought groceries, was going to make a nice meal that day. Came home, started cooking. It was about 2 o'clock, and I was wrapping up my dinner, and my daughter come running down the steps. Well, I heard the phone ring, and my daughter came running down the steps, and she said, "Mom, Aunt Cheryl said Louisa passed out." And I said, "She passed out? That didn't sound right to me." I said, "Well, where is she? What? I'll be over there. I'll be right there." And Cheryl said, "Well, meet us at the hospital. Paramedics are on the way. They're going to take her to the hospital." Well, I got to the hospital. It was the longest ride I ever took. But I was trying to pray all the way there. And for some reason, my prayers were not, I just couldn't think of anything to pray. All I could think of was she was going to be dead when I get there. I don't know why. She had no reason to be. I just felt it in my spirit. So I got to the hospital. Needless to say, I beat the paramedics there. And as I was coming in, I heard the truck pulling up in the entrance to the hospital. And I saw them bring her out. And there was somebody on her chest doing compressions. And she was just laying there. And I buried my head in my then fiance's chest and started crying. And I started praying, and the prayers were coming. I don't know what they were, but I know I was praying. And I sat in the waiting room waiting for them to come out because I wanted to go back there with her, and they told me to just sit in the waiting room. And I sat in the waiting room waiting for them to come out and tell me if she was okay or not. Well, the doctor came out, and I could just feel butterflies all in my stomach. And they explained what they did and how they did it, and they told me she didn't make it. And at that point, my I couldn't hear. I couldn't I was somewhere. I wasn't there. And the next thing I knew, I was standing in front of her. I didn't know what room she was in, nothing. The next thing I knew, I was standing in front of her. My sweet little darling was laying there, lifeless. Her spirit had left her body. Nightmare. I walked over to her, cried, laid on top of her chest, laid across her chest. I took my fingers and opened her eyes, and her little eyes were full of red veins. And I kissed her, and I just lay there and cried. Unbeknownst to me, everybody, my sisters, brothers, her father was standing up over her. We were all laying there crying, and it was just chaotic, absolutely chaotic. And my daughter and my grandbaby came in the room, and I don't remember anything after that. I remember my brother walking me. I stayed in there as long as I could. That was the worst day of my entire life, because I love my children so much. And I would never mistreat them. So why did that happen to me? Somebody who loved, adored, and took care of their kids and was a good mother and everything. Why? But I was taught not to ask why, just accept God's will. Well, it's been 16 years, and I can tell you that I have thought about her every single day, all day. Not one day since she's been dead have I not thought about her. At least half of my day, she comes up in my mind. My sweet little angel. I miss her so much. Lord have mercy. I don't know how people can mistreat their children. I don't know how people can just not be good parents. I don't understand it. But thank God I have 2 beautiful daughters left, 3 extremely heart-filling granddaughters, and a handsome, loving son. And I would never do anything to hurt them. And I pray every day that God will protect them. The blood of Jesus will saturate them from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. And the armor of God will stretch far and wide around them, that nothing like that will ever happen to me again. It's just heartbreaking. I don't know what to do sometimes. My life has been changed so drastically. I'm not the person I used to be. I'm not as happy as I used to be, but because I have other children, I have to sacrifice. And I know Louisa wouldn't want me to be like that. But I have no other excuse, but I don't know. I wish I could be happy. I just can't. But when I see my grandkids, I'm so happy, because each one of them remind me of her some kind of way. I promised myself I'm not going to cry anymore, because she's with the Lord, and I know that. She was just 13, a baby. She hadn't even become accountable of any sins that she may have had, if she had any. But, well, I don't know anything else to say, but I'm a shell of the Spirit. I haven't had a cold since she's died. My hair won't gray. My body has been just kind of turned off to whatever. I haven't had a dream. I haven't. I want to see her so bad. I want to touch her so bad. I just want to know that she's alright. And I know she is. To be in this crazy world. But I haven't had a dream. I haven't even had a dream of her. I just sleep. And I wake up. So, everything I do is for them, my children. Everything. Well, okay. I just thought I'd say that because I needed to.